Hi everyone and welcome to Cyber Aware Voice. I'm your host Xinyu Gong, and today we are talking about something that affects literally everyone use the phone, a computer or internet, the cybersecurities. And it isn't just a touch busy word, but it's about the protecting everything digital that matters, from your bank account and the personal photo to the hospital, the pipelines, and even government secret. So in this episode, we will talk about the two massive cyber attacks, which is the solar winds and the colonial pipelines. And second, we will how the identity, the access of management, and IAM is at the heart of cyber defense, and what you can do. Yes, even without the computer science degrees to protect yourself and your community. So let's start with the solar winds attack, which is one of the most sophisticated cyber espionage campaigns in the history. So in 2020, the hackers later linked the Russia APT-29 interfered the solar winds major IT vendor. So they insert the molecules code into the software updates for the SolarWinds Orion platforms that updates the ones signed and certified with trust and deployed by the over 18,000 organizations, including the Microsoft, the Pentagon, and the Department of Homeland Security, and the several Fortune 500 companies. And what makes this scary the sales? The malware caused some bruise remained undetected for the months, quickly spying, the stealing emails, and the monitoring others users. So what this teaches us? The trust is not the security. Even signs the software can be a Trojan horse. So you are only as secure as your weakest supplier, and it was a classic supply chain check. The SolarWinds made many rethink how much access they give to the third-party vendors and how little visibility they have once software is inside the walls. So now let's turn to something that hits much closer to the home for the many Americans. In May 2021, the dark side's ransomware group attacked the Colonial Pipelines, the operator of the largest fuel pipelines in the U.S. They didn't physically blow everything up, and they did encrypt the Colonial business network, and this threatened to leak 1/3 bit of stolen data unless they are paid. The faced Charles the Colonial shut down the pipelines, leading to the massive fuel shortage, the price spike, and the panic buying across the East Coast. Some gas stations ran completely dry, and the ransomware demanded or received 4.4 million in the bitcoins. The U.S. government later recovered by about 2.3 million of that amount. Here's the trick. The investigator found that the hackers not through the unused PNC, a VPN account that's no multi-factor MFA, while forgotten users' account brought the system down. So what can we learn here is about the cyber hygiene matters in active accounts. A weak password and the no 2FA can open the floodgates. The infrastructure is digital now, and this was the first time the cyber truck to cheat the panic at the gas pump, and it led to the President Biden's issuing the Executive Order 14028. requiring the stronger security practice across the federal systems. So how do we prevent this kind of attack? Enter the IMA, the Identify and Access Management. It's not just a tool, it's also a strategy, a philosophy that's controlling who can access it and the when. According to the tech target IMA, including 4 core functions. The first one is authentication. Is this person who can say they are? And second is authorization, which is what should this person should be allowed to. And third is provisioning, the automatically creating the detecting access when someone joins and change the roles or leaves. And the last one is auditing, so which is who can access that and when and why. So think about your school or company bridge. Without it, you can get in the IMA set bridge, but for the entire digital systems. For the IAM systems includes the SSO, the single sign-on, which is so you don't have to remember the 20 passwords. And second is MFA, the multi-factor authentication, which is requiring a second form of ID. And third is the least privilege access, which is only creating the access people absolutely need. And the last but not least is the zero trust architecture, which is never trusting any request without verification from the insiders. So IAM isn't just for the human anymore, and it's also govern the machine identities, the apps, boots, and the APIs containers, which with cloud systems growing, there are now millions of non-human entire accessing data, and they need to manage too. And for the cybersecurity used to the AI issue, and now it's the business, government, and the personal responsibilities. The business is just implement IAM, employing the trainings and the incident response plans, and the governments must regulate the critical infrastructure, share the cheats, intelligence, and lead by the example. And for the individuals must adopt the security habits using the password managing, turning on the 2FA, and thinking twice before clicking that urgent link. So here is the scare data. According to the IBM's 2023, the cost of data breach reports, the average breach cost globally is $4.45 million. And that includes the downtime, the ransom, the loss of customer leasing fee, legal fee, and the reputation damage. And there's just the hope for that the organization that used the automated IAM solution saved nearly 1.8 million more than those did. The message in investing the IAM pays off. So let's pause and reflect it. How many accounts do you have? Like 30, 50 or more? So do you have the same password or twice? Or does your job school use MFA? The cybersecurity starts with the awareness, and you don't need to be the hackers to be protected. You just need to respect the risk and form digital habits like the updating the software only from the trusted source, also reviewing the permission regularly, or reporting the suspicious activity even if you are not sure it's attacked. And if you are in the leadership, avoid for the IAM now is not after a breach. So to warm up, the cybersecurity is no longer a backrooms IT concern. It's part of how we protect our economy, our personal lives, and even national security. So whether it's solar winds, the colonial pipelines for locking, you use the online banking, we are connected. So we are responsible for it. So thank you for joining me today for the episode of Cyber Aware Voice. My name is Xinyu Gong. Thank you. See you next time.